Welcome to Believers Talk with Joe and Steve. I'm Joe.
I'm Steve.
And we're here to break down a busy day around the NFL, including our Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, they got in on the action.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot going down today. As we said in the video from yesterday, it seems like we can't go a day without having a bunch of news. So here we are. We'll start off with the Bills news. The Bills traded their quarterback, Tyrod Taylor, to the Cleveland Browns for a third-round draft pick. Don't know if you want to talk about that a little bit, how excited you are about that.
Yeah, as a Bills fan, I'm excited.
Yep.
Looks like we're going to have a new beginning.
Yep.
Yes, we did make the playoffs last year, but offense really didn't do much.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's nice to see that they're not getting complacent. They're trying to go further.
Right.
And push the envelope a little bit. So now they get to trade up with all their draft ammunition to get their quarterback.
Right.
Or maybe it's sign somebody in free agent, but at least they get to get their guy that they believe in.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we can hopefully make some strides on the offensive side.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm very excited, and as we've talked about playing videos with McDermott and Bean, they want their guy, and Tyrod just wasn't their guy, and so we're going to move on. And I think you told me this adds so much cap space, not just this year.
Yeah.
This year we're at like 30-some million in cap
like
space
34
now.
million, 13th best in the league, 12th or 13th best.
But you're looking at next year already, we're talking about over 90 million in cap space. And obviously there's going to be a lot of re-signings and things like that. But that's a lot of cap space you're talking about. So we have a lot of ammunition that we can use to re-sign some of these key players and to sign some new free agents and get some good talent in there. So
yeah, and
very exciting.
If we do get a rookie quarterback, they're going to be on a rookie wage scale.
Right.
So we're going to be paying them less.
Right.
Even if we're drafting up high, I mean, obviously we're going to have to pay him, somewhere probably in the $5 to $7 million range. I don't know what the breakdown would be at, the top 5 slots, but you're going to have 4 years of that where you can build a team around him.
Exactly.
So this brings a lot of hope to Bills fans that we can be good for a very long time.
Yeah, that does bring a lot of hope, and we put out breaking news story, so I'll be sure to link you to that as well from this video if you want to check that out. How we feel just as Bills fans, basically, not just around the league news, but obviously there's a story just on, or a video just on how we feel about the trade as Bills fans, and we're very excited. But let's move on to the Cleveland side of the ball.
Yeah.
What does this trade do for Cleveland?
Well, now they get a quarterback.
Right.
They can trust a little more. They had Deshaun Kaiser, which they actually ended up trading him today to Green Bay for Randall, the cornerback, and they swapped 4th and 5th round picks.
Okay.
So throw that in there. But now they have a quarterback. I guess they can trust
a little bit more.
Yeah,
sure.
And run their offense, and they get a year of them, and then they can move on if they wanted to. Or there was a report that they're going to look to sign him to a bigger deal. I don't know if that means pushing money into other years and extending him. So maybe they don't go quarterback like everybody thinks.
Right, in the first round. Yeah, and I wouldn't disagree with that. I mean, you're talking about spending $16 million on a quarterback. You're not going to have him be your backup.
Yeah.
So you can wait a little bit longer in the draft. Get a young guy, but maybe get a Lamar Jackson or a Mason Rudolph who is a project who needs to wait a year or two. But now you're more open to do that kind of stuff. Because, again, you have – in Cleveland, you still, even with all these trades, you still have the ammunition to do that kind of stuff. Even if you let's say you trade your number 1 and number 4 pick overall, move back in the first round, you can still get those guys. Yeah. They'll still be valuable. So.
Yeah. But Cleveland also did make another trade today. They were the center of the NFL universe, I guess, today, making all the news. Yeah. They traded a 4th round pick this year and a 7th round pick next year. For Jarvis Landry, the receiver that formerly of the Dolphins.
Yep.
He's going to be still in his franchise tender, so they have to work out a contract if they want to keep him long term, or he could just play out the year and
under the franchise.
And see what he can get in the free agency market next year. But
which again, I don't know. Cleveland must have got jealous of the NFC West yesterday. It was like we need to take a day. But I think it's a good move for Cleveland. I mean, getting Jarvis Landry, you got a guy in Tyrod Taylor who we've called check down T or whatever you've called him before a lot, and Jarvis Landry is that slot receiver you can get the ball to quickly, and who normally creates some sort of separation in the slot. So.
Now, this going back to Tyrod here a little bit, this kind of isn't a bad situation for him. I don't think.
No,
because you have Josh Gordon on the outside, and remember in 15, his best year, he had Sammy running down the sideline, and he would just throw it up to him. And I believe Josh Gordon's better than Sammy Watkins. So it could be a kind of a nice rebirth of Tyrod here in Cleveland. So, I'm not a huge Tyrod fan, but he's going to be in a good situation. He's going to have weapons around him. Mm-hmm. At one, they could take Saquon Barkley, and that really eases some of it off of him.
Absolutely. Yeah, and in the AFC North, that's more of a running, like a hard defense and run the ball and just don't make too many mistakes on offense. That's more of that style. And you look at Tyrod Taylor, he used to be a Baltimore Ravens, so he kind of has a little familiarity there. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. And we do wish him the best of luck, even though he wasn't what the Buffalo Bills wanted. We're still happy for him and hope that he does well in Cleveland again. Unless we play them, then we don't wish them the best. But yeah, we don't play them this year, so that's okay. So going on to other NFL news, I don't know if you want to say anything else.
Yeah, the Buccaneers signed Mike Evans to a 5-year, $82.5 million contract with, I believe, $55 million is guaranteed.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's pretty insane. Mike Evans, he is a good receiver.
Yeah,
he's not one of my favorites, but that's a lot of money to pay to a receiver.
Absolutely.
But they do have, they have Winston still in his rookie contract. They're going to have to pay him with that, and they keep one of their big receivers. So
yeah, I think Mike Evans is probably their not biggest as far as build wise, but biggest target that Winston has. So
they have good chemistry there.
They do
between those two. So
82.5 is a lot.
Yeah, they can keep them together. Basically, it's almost like a franchise tag.
Yeah.
Because Landry's getting right around $16 million. So, with seeing what some of these receivers are getting, it kind of scares me a little bit with Benjamin going into free agency next year.
Right.
But you do also have, Sammy Watkins out there as a free agent. Beckham has been rumored. He's been rumored to want around $20 million. So the free agent market for receivers might just go up.
Start going up, which is scary. But again, you're talking about, if you're a Bills fan, you're talking about $90 million cap space. So maybe you're getting some money for that. But yeah, I don't like the idea of spending more than, I'll say, $15 million a year on even my favorite wide receiver in the world. You know what I mean? And so that's just scary to think of how high that market's going up, especially with how high the QB market's going up. I mean, it's just insane, I think.
Well, and that's the thing too. Like, you have to have a quarterback to get the ball to the receiver, so it's so hard to pay them that much when you're also having to pay a quarterback $20 to $30 million. It looks like it's going to break into the 30s. It's getting out of hand a little bit.
It is. I mean, you're talking about the salary cap at 177.2.
Yeah.
30 million of that is a huge chunk of that for one player.
It's like 20%.
Yeah, on a 52 but 51 man roster, they have to pay. That's a huge chunk for one guy. So, but we'll see what happens. I mean, obviously, they know what they're doing. Good for them, making $30 million a year. Yeah. Good for them, right? Yep. But anyhow, we have more news. So
the Panthers trade Darrell Worthy, cornerback, to the Eagles for wide receiver Torrey Smith, and this helps out both teams. The Panthers needed a receiver, a veteran guy, because they have a lot of young guys, and they needed somebody with some speed. And the Eagles needed some cap space, so they cleared out roughly around $5 million in cap space because they're over in the cap. But that a good trade for both of them. Not a fan of Torrey Smith, so they were going to release him anyway, and they worked out a trade to get something.
They got something for him.
Smart move by him.
Absolutely, and I think I don't know. I think Torrey Smith's a little overrated. I mean, even his time in Baltimore and going back that far, when he came out of college, I thought he was a big deal. Everyone thought he was going to be really good, and he just hasn't panned out that way. Still has some speed, and like you said, we'll take some pressure off of Funchess on the other side in Carolina. And we all know Cam knows how to throw that ball too, so we'll see what happens there. But and then for the Eagles, I think there's just a matter of cap space and just getting rid of some of that cap. So more news.
The Raiders re-signed their starting defensive tackle Justin Ellis.
Okay.
A 3-year, $15 million deal, $6 million guaranteed. So they get to keep a piece on the defense.
Absolutely. That's going to be interesting, the Raiders with John Gruden this year, right? And see what they do. But this is a move to keep those pieces kind of together. Sometimes when you get a new coach, it's nice to keep some of the familiarity there. So they did that. Go ahead and there's some more news here.
The Titans, they released a former Bill, Norris Thursday. So he'll be in the safety market.
Sure.
They also released another former Bill, quarterback Matt Castle. So
who seemed to be around a little bit, but yeah.
And it's kind of ironic that thinking about this with the move of Tyrod.
Yeah.
Does Matt Castle now become a piece that the Bills look at?
Maybe
because of the Duval, New England.
Exactly. Yeah. He had some chemistry there before, and he could be a good backup to a young guy.
A mentor
him. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I'm not saying that's the route I would go.
Right.
I'm just saying that's a possibility for the Bills. You never know.
And we talked about in a previous video about how some depth at safety wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, and now Searchy's back out there, so we'll see what happens there. I'm not sure what kind of money Searchy would look for, but probably won't be that much. So
yeah, I think he'll probably try to look for a starting job.
Probably.
So
yeah, absolutely.
But he kind of got knocked down with Bird this year. Had a big year for the Titans.
Right. Yep.
But they also did release special teams ace Eric Weems.
Okay.
He's a receiver, mostly like a gunner on special teams, but that's the news around the league as of now. Probably in about 5 minutes.
We'll need another video, right? It's been crazy this off season, man. Just
it's
every
exciting.
day. It is. It's very exciting, especially if you're if you're a Browns fan. It's very exciting. There's a lot of changes in Cleveland. If you're a Bills fan, it's very exciting. If you're a Seahawks fan, it might be a little depressing right now. You're seeing your team kind of implode. But yeah, you look at the Rams, the Chiefs, all these moves. It's just crazy. And I just don't remember an off season like this.
Yeah, so. I don't remember anything, and I'm not really used to this.
Yeah, exactly.
It's bringing some excitement to the off season.
Yeah.
You know, we got free agency a few days away.
Yep.
So that'll be a nice jolt of energy in a couple days, and then you got about a month or so until the draft. And for us Bills fans, I think it's going to be a fun night.
Very exciting. Very excited for the draft to see what we do. We will be going live at some point during the draft, depending on what Buffalo does. We're not sure what time, but we'll be going live for that. So if you're a Bills fan and you're interested in live reactions, come on in for the draft, and we'll definitely be there. And I don't have any other news. I don't know if you have anything to share. But that's it for us for now. So until next time.
Go Bills.
Go Bills.